and we're alive. So you guys want to stick around for this one. So I do these on a regular basis, but I thought I'd bring my lovely bride, Nancy. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to talk about a topic that most people never think about. That it's an old um, saying, opposites
Yeah,
attract,
yeah.
but a lot of people kind of don't even put thoughts into it, and they go into more like me, more like me, more like me, behave more like me, it'd be better, right? So you've been around for a bit.
Well, I was thinking that it might be fun for us to jump on this, now and then, because I've been around Andre's work for over 15 years, and I'm just blown away by what the simplicity of it, but it really isn't. So opposites attract. Andre's a gregarious, outgoing extrovert, and I am an introvert, like full on. So like being around people fuels him, it exhausts me. And I think it's not till recently in our marriage that he really got the scope of that and appreciated, like if we would go to business events, how I have to like put on, get, prepped for it in order to support him and myself. I have to get ready for it where he just thrives. And so we had this conversation a while ago, and I was thinking that, yeah, opposites attract, but then how do you navigate it? Because we're so like, wow, I don't understand what this person is
Right,
doing,
right,
or,
right.
what fuels you does not fuel me. And so I think that's worth talking about.
Well, and I want to say, like, straight up, like, I when I work with clients, when I get to interview the one, like one of the two, this is gonna sound insane, but when I get to like break down, understand their temperament and how they function, introvert, extrovert, right? Their love attachments, their attachment style, da 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 da. I actually know who the other person is.
Oh wow.
It's not a little bit opposite track.
It's
The only way that people are together is because they're opposite. That's the magnet. People don't even get that. So I had a client. She's like, I need a guy who plays tennis like me. I need a guy who likes to ski like me because I like to ski and travel. I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. There's gonna be no energy between you two there. It's actually an opposite. A guy who doesn't travel, who doesn't ski, you may actually bring him to the slope and teach him how to ski and expand
right.
his world. And probably is going to teach you to park it a little bit and save some money instead of doing. So
Oh, interesting.
there's always a
Yeah.
yin yang. There's always a yin yang. So introvert extrovert standard. That's the most obvious one. There's always in a relationship, regardless of gender, one person who's afraid to get dumped. There's typically it's the feminine, but not necessarily nowadays. And the other person's afraid to get sucked in and disappear in the relationship.
And lose themselves is
Lose
what you
themselves in the
typically.
relationships. That's always
Yeah,
says that's
yeah.
typically the masculine, right? Like I kind of how to get to stay me in the context of this dynamic that we're building together. So
Wow,
again, there's
that's
always
deep.
one of each. So if you
Yeah,
look at a
yeah.
relationship, which one of you the two are you, and notice the other one. Now it's not a complete flex, 100%. There's a little this going on with these things, right? Because when I'm quiet, she gets hyper. But temperamentally, I'm the hyper
Yeah,
one. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So there's that little dance in between, depending of, but literally constantly are doing this, and
Eh,
that's the point. That's
yeah.
nature. So it's not
Okay.
likeness, but I think
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking, and this could be a separate conversation another time, but even things like heavier topics, which what you just said was a heavy topic, but also like ideas about money and how to navigate, life and retirement and like adulting
Yeah,
kind of things. And so there's whole opposites on thinking and then how to come somewhere. You're really great about to come somewhere in the middle, like the equalizer.
that's
And
the magic.
I really love the work that you do for that reason,
Hmm.
because nobody's wrong for who they are. It's just we do need to adjust
How
a
do you
little
bring it
bit.
together? How
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
negotiate and meet someone in the middle? There's
yeah.
his way, there's her way, and there's somewhere in the middle. I call it a sweet spot. It's always in every whether it's in your love dynamic, right? And your temperament, there's always a sweet spot. You
Mm.
could be if I'm just me, I'll run you over, I'll step on top of you, I'll interrupt, I'll just roll you over because I'm
Is that because you're French?
well, maybe a little bit.
He uses that as an excuse. Like you can't use that every
I'm
time. I'm
French.
French.
Why are you so annoying? I'm French. We're stupid. Anyway, so
Okay, so on that note, then you're big on communication tools. I was thinking about in all my years, I'm an educator in the I teach kids and college kids and dance and performing arts. And I just say in the beginning of our semester that we can get through this whole semester if we just have respect, and kindness. And I'm like, it works.
Well, just to put that forward,
You
right?
know, and then like when things bubble up that it's like, hey, I didn't know this, I didn't know it's like, okay, let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Let's,
no, it's a big one in my work as well because people, again, women want men to be more like women. That's just instinct, natural, right? Like if he talk like a girl, I know what's going on with him. If he
mm,
share his feelings more, he would really show me that he loves me, right? Like so, women want
right.
men to act like girls. Well, that's ridiculous and unrealistic, right? If he's any kind of man, right? And men often, want you ladies to get to the point and talk less. And so we don't understand the yin yangs of our even physiology and chemistry. So we trying to fix the other, like they're misbehaving.
Yeah.
It's always a shit show. That doesn't. This is what doesn't work. So his way, her way, sweet spot, sweet spot. But you have to know what's going on the other side, which is what I call gender intelligence, right? Go
Hmm.
learn about men if you're a woman and want to be in a relationship with a man and, not think he's a pig.
Right. Right.
He's just a man, right? So learn what motivates him, why he does what he does. And you can actually have even empathy because it's not easy being a man and it's not easy to be a woman. But when you understand, like, okay, whoa, so he's taking all that on. Okay, like let's appreciate and respect that and support him even in that. That's how you create a bond and vice versa. So
Yeah.
gender intelligence, learn the other side.
I really appreciate that because it just wasn't just recently until I realized that your processing time or way you process something is totally different than mine.
Yin yang.
Right. For being an introvert, I buzz around and I'm trying to process where you just like you kind of go inward.
Mhm.
And then we're like, is he working on it? Like, is he,
He's,
and,
women hate
and
that, right?
like, it's,
He's quiet. He's not thinking. No, he's
so,
quiet because he's
yeah.
thinking, ladies. Exactly
Yeah.
opposite of what you think.
So, yeah, so I appreciate that and what you just said.
Mm.
So should we do this again sometime? And
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I think we're gonna do a
okay,
series of these. I think
okay.
there's nothing I could say that she doesn't bring me. She makes me legit.
Aw,
Like people say that out,
aw.
like they meet her and they go, "Oh wow, I get it. Oh yes, she's like everything you say like that. She just you can see it in her. Like you guys have the dance, you guys have the dynamic, right? And one of my biggest compliment to you ever, like I was in a live event and I had some of my regulars coming, and one young man sitting in the room, and on a break. He's like, all the stuff you're teaching is great, it's fantastic, and I understand the tools and I get it, and I want to use them. But honestly, if you could just help me have a woman look at me the way your wife looks at you,
Aw,
he goes, that's all I want. Right? So,
aw.
so we're gonna do more of these.
Okay,
She makes me
okay.
legit. You guys
All
may
right.
understand something without even
Mm.
having used the words. Right? There's a dance here. This dance. Our entire lives are about dancing.
It is.
This is us behind ballroom dancing. Like this is how we met. This is how we connect.
Yeah,
This is how we date. So there's a dance, and the dance is not the same. It's not man on man. It's not masculine on masculine, which is how people do like relationships in our culture nowadays. Everybody's equal. Well, trying to do equal with it doesn't work. Equality is yin yang, right? And they bring together her strength are not mine and mine aren't hers, but together, oh, and that's really the magic, you guys. It's not that hard.
mm,
Just line up
like
with
that.
nature. Very simple, really.
Yeah.
Lines up with nature. So be careful what you buy into out there in the culture because it may keep you from really ever finding the person, the yin to the yang, the extrovert to the introvert, or vice versa. Right?
Ooh.
That's where it's all at,
Good
and it's
stuff.
really simple. It's just we don't think about it, we don't know about it, and too much equality out there in the speaking world that kind of transgress into men and women are the same. No, not even a little bit. That's the problem. So
Can people get you in a live coming up?
yeah, so I do a live event, 90 minutes every month. So I'll put some links below,
Okay.
and it's information more of this, but for 90 minutes with Q&A. So if you
Mm.
have questions, I always ask. Like I could talk all day long, but I need okay, fine. I saw that. uh, but often, like the questions take pieces home directly, right? And the questions the one person asks answers a lot of people the same like so it's fun. Like you get to learn some stuff, you get to share, you get to interact, ask your personal questions. And so that's one. Second, you can subscribe because we're gonna do more of these. So smash that button and you'll get notification. And also if if you're more of an action taker, I'll put a link, you can set up a call to speak with me. We'll go on Zoom one on one. We'll talk about, you know, this is on me, by the way. It's not, you don't have to pay for this one. The idea is for us to investigate, like, tell me what's going on, where you stuck, whether you keep looping in life, especially in relationships. But we'll decode how that happened. Seriously, 15 minutes decoded. And then we can talk about the future. What do you want it to look like? What's the dream?
And I have to say, I think that's really where your magic kicks in. Your interaction with people. That's why you love live
Yeah.
physically with people in front of you. But you're great on Zoom as well. But when you get on these calls, yeah, it's just the finesse to
Yeah.
wanting your. I think
Yeah.
just your true love of wanting to help really comes
I
through
mean,
loud and clear.
yeah, that's all I want. I'm trying to, it took me a lifetime to get to me, I like to help people get there faster.
Okay.
I've been there, right? The whole challenge and the confusion and the frustration and the anger. So you guys just, again, smash the button, subscribe. It's, I always say this, whether you call me directly, right, or set up a call to speak to me or come to an event and or follow us here. It's people who show up, they get ahead. People who show up who win in every aspect of life. If you challenge in relationships or if you challenge in your relationships dynamic, show up. And again, very, yeah, rather simple, an invitation. With that, anything else you want to say? You
No,
good?
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Look for some more. There'll be more.